Somewhere in your father's home there is a box or a drawer, and what is inside it would probably break your heart, because your father has quietly kept almost everything you ever gave him. The cards, the drawings, the small forgotten gifts. Today, I'll tell you why he holds on to all of it and what it really means. If you have an aging parent, subscribe. This channel is about understanding the people who raised us. You have probably seen it, the cluttered drawer that never quite closes, the shoebox on the top shelf of the closet, the little collection of odds and ends on his dresser that he won't let anyone touch. And maybe, like most of us, you've thought of it as just clutter, the harmless hoarding of an old man who has trouble letting go of things. You may have even gently suggested, once or twice, that he could probably throw some of it out. But your father did not keep those things by accident, and he did not keep them because he can't tell the difference between treasure and junk. He kept them on purpose, every single one, across all these years. And once you understand why, you will never look at that drawer the same way again. Because what looks like a pile of worthless old things is actually one of the most profound expressions of love you will ever encounter. Think about that for a moment.
This is very likely the same man who is practical to a fault, who hates clutter in every other corner of the house, who tells you not to make a fuss and not to spend your money on him. And yet here, in this one drawer, he has quietly broken every one of his own rules. He has saved and protected and flatly refused to part with a pile of things that have no value to anyone on earth but him. He would never call it a collection. He would be a little embarrassed if you made a big deal of it. He has added to it, quietly, across your entire life, without ever once announcing what he was doing or why. That gruff, practical man has a secret tenderness in him, and it lives right there in that drawer, a quiet monument he has been building, for decades, to you. So let's talk about what he actually keeps. It is rarely the expensive things. It's the drawing you made him when you were 5, the one with the crooked house and the giant sun, gone soft and yellow at the edges now. It's the birthday cards, every one of them, even the ones where you just scrawled your name. It's the lumpy clay thing you made in art class that doesn't even have a name that you'd be embarrassed to look at now. It's the tie you bought him with your first paycheck that he never wears because he's terrified of staining it. It's a ticket stub from a game he took you to when you were 9, a school report card, a lock of your hair from your first haircut tucked into an envelope with the date written in his handwriting, the note you left on the fridge that one time. To anyone else on earth, these things are worthless, the kind of stuff that fills up junk drawers in every house in the world. But to your father, every single one of them is priceless beyond measure. And notice what he has chosen to save. Not the practical gifts, not the expensive ones you saved up for as an adult. Or if he kept those too, it is not those that he reaches for. It is the homemade things, the free things, the things a small child makes when they have no money and nothing to give but their own time and their own love. He may have wrapped some of them carefully in tissue paper. He may keep them in a particular order that only he understands. There are almost certainly things in there that you have completely forgotten ever giving him. A pebble you handed him on a walk. A flower gone flat and brown. A scribbled note about nothing at all. But he has guarded for decades as though it were made of solid gold. He even kept the broken ones. The toy that snapped. The craft that crumbled apart in his hands. He couldn't bring himself to throw those away either. And the reason why goes far deeper than simple sentimentality. The first truth is that these are not objects to him at all. They are moments. They are time itself, somehow held in his hands.
When your father picks up that faded crayon drawing, he is not looking at a piece of paper. He is standing in the kitchen on an ordinary afternoon 35 years ago, watching a small child with their tongue poking out in concentration, proudly holding up their masterpiece for him to see. He can feel it. The whole moment comes rushing back. The light in the room, the sound of your little voice, the way it felt to be the father of a child who thought he hung the moon. Every object in that box is a doorway like that. A ticket stub is an entire afternoon at the ballpark with your small hand in his. A birthday card is the whole feeling of a morning long gone. These things are the closest he has to a time machine, and he keeps them because they let him travel back again and again to the moments with you that he would give anything to live just one more time. He is not keeping clutter. He is keeping your childhood. Ask him to pick up any one of those things and watch what happens to his face. For just a second, the years fall away. He is not an old man in a quiet house anymore. He is a young father again, strong and needed, standing in the middle of the best years of his life, without even knowing at the time that they were the best. That birthday card takes him to a kitchen full of noise and candles and your small face lit up over a cake. That report card takes him back to the school gate, waiting for you, proud enough to burst.
He keeps these things because somewhere deep down he understands a hard and simple truth, that the years when his children were small were the richest, fullest years he will ever have, and they are gone now, and they are not coming back, and these little faded objects are the only bridge left standing to them. He is keeping the years when you were small, and the days were long, and you were still his to hold. If you're recognizing your own father in this, picturing the drawer, the box, the things he's never let go of, then stay with me, because the deeper reasons are the ones that will stay with you. The second truth is that these things are proof, quiet, physical evidence of something he needs to believe. Remember, your father may carry a private, secret fear that he failed you somehow, that he wasn't a good enough father, that he got it wrong. And on his hardest days, when that doubt creeps in, those small saved-up treasures are his evidence to the contrary. That drawing, made just for him, is proof that a child once loved him with their whole uncomplicated heart. That clumsy handmade gift is proof that you thought of him, that you wanted to make him happy, that he was the center of someone's world. When he holds those things, they whisper the reassurance he can never quite give himself. You were loved. You mattered. You did okay.
For a man quietly wondering whether his life added up to anything, whether he was a good father, that shoebox is the answer, a lifetime of small, irrefutable proof that yes, he was loved, and yes, it was all worth it. He doesn't keep those things to remember what you gave him. There are nights, more of them than he would ever admit to you, when an aging man lies awake and takes a hard accounting of his entire life. Did it mean anything? Did he do right by the people he loved? Was he a good enough father, or did he let them down in ways he can no longer go back and fix? On those nights, the doubt can feel like it might swallow him whole, and the things in that drawer are the gentlest possible answer to it. He doesn't even have to take them out. Just knowing they are there, that a child once made him something with their own two hands, that he was loved that purely and that completely, is often enough to push back against the dark. Those objects are not just memories to him, they are reassurance. They are the evidence he reaches for on his hardest nights when he needs to believe that his life added up to something good after all. He keeps them to remember that he was someone worth giving to. The third truth is that this is how he keeps you close now that you are grown and gone. There was a day, though you almost certainly don't remember it, and he may not be able to name it either, that was the last day you were a child living under his roof. And then you grew up, the way you were supposed to, and you built your own life, and the house got quiet. Too quiet. The child who used to fill his days with noise and need and crayon drawings simply wasn't there anymore. And that is a particular kind of grief that every loving parent carries silently. So those saved objects became something new. They became a way to keep you near when you are far away. On the days he misses you most, and there are more of those than he will ever tell you, he can open that drawer and hold something you once held, something you once made with your own small hands, and feel close to you again. It's why he can't throw them out. Letting go of the object would feel like letting go of you, like admitting that those days are truly over, and he is not ready to do that. He may never be ready to do that. You may not realize just how much he misses you. He would never burden you with it. He knows you have your own life, your own family, your own full and busy days, and the very last thing he wants is to make you feel guilty for living exactly the life he raised you to go out and live. so he keeps the missing to himself. But it is there, every quiet evening, in a house that used to be so loud. And on the evenings when it sits heaviest on him, he has a small, private ritual that you have never once seen. He opens the drawer. He holds the things. He remembers.
And for a little while, the house doesn't feel quite so empty, and you don't feel quite so far away. Those saved-up objects are how he visits you when he can't pick up the phone, how he holds you close when you are 100 miles from his arms. So he keeps the box, and the box keeps you close. The fourth truth is the quietest one, and maybe the most tender of all. He keeps these things because he is afraid of forgetting. As your father grows older, he knows, with a quiet ache, that memories can blur and fade and slip away. And the memories he is most terrified of losing are the ones of you as a baby, of you as a child, of the precious early years that went by far too fast and that he can never get back. So those objects have become his anchors. As long as he has the drawing, he hasn't fully lost that afternoon. As long as he has the ticket stub, that day at the ballpark is still real, still his. Each saved thing is a tether tying him to a memory he is desperate to hold on to, a small defense against the slow erosion of time. He keeps them the way you might guard a photograph from a fire, because they hold something irreplaceable, something that exists nowhere else anymore, except in his fading recollection and in that small, fragile, faded object. He is not hoarding. He is holding on with both hands, too. There is a special cruelty in the way time works on a parent.
The very moments you most want to keep forever are the ones that slip away the fastest. The exact sound of a toddler's laugh, the warm weight of a sleeping child on your chest, the 1,000 ordinary afternoons that all blurred together before you ever thought to memorize a single one of them. Your father lived every bit of that, and he can feel it receding a little further each year, and it frightens him in a way he has no words for. So he holds on to whatever he still can. A faded drawing cannot fade nearly as fast as a memory can. A saved object stays exactly what it is, even as the mind around it slowly softens. Each thing in that box is him refusing, with everything he has left, to lose his grip on the most precious thing he has ever had, the memory of loving you when you were small. But here is the deepest truth of all, the one that may bring you to tears, and the reason this matters so much right now. Your father is not only keeping those things for himself. Somewhere in his heart, he is keeping them for you. He knows, in the part of himself he doesn't speak about, that one day he will be gone, and that someone, most likely you, will open that drawer or lift down that shoebox and go through what's inside. And he wants you to find it. He wants you to discover on that day the crayon drawing and the birthday cards and the lock of your baby hair, all of it lovingly kept for half a century.
He wants you to understand, finally and completely, something he was never quite able to say out loud while he was alive, that every single thing you ever gave him, no matter how small, no matter how silly, no matter how long ago, he treasured it, that he held on to all of it because he held on to you. That box is a love letter, written slowly over an entire lifetime, in a language of saved-up objects instead of words, and it is addressed to you. The tragedy, and the reason I'm telling you this today, is that most of us only ever read that love letter after our father is gone, when it is far too late to tell him that we understand and that we love him too. But you don't have to wait for that day. Picture that day, as hard as it is to let yourself picture it. The house is quiet in a new and permanent way. You are going through his things because someone has to, and you come at last to that drawer, and you open it, and there it all is, your whole childhood, saved. The crooked crayon house with the giant sun, the cards in your baby handwriting, the lock of your hair in an envelope marked in his careful hand, and in that single moment, the full weight of it lands on you all at once. He kept everything. He kept all of it. Every small, silly, forgotten thing you ever handed him, he treasured for 50 years.
People who have lived through that exact moment describe it as one of the most shattering of their entire lives. The instant they finally fully understood how deeply they were loved, standing alone over a drawer with no way left on earth to say thank you. That grief is real, and it is very nearly universal. But it does not have to be your story. You are hearing this now, while there is still time. So the next time you see that drawer, or that shoebox, or that little pile of odds and ends he won't let anyone touch, you will know exactly what you are looking at. Not clutter, not the hoarding of an old man, a monument to his love for you, built quietly over a lifetime. And knowing that, you have a rare and beautiful chance. Ask him about it. Let him take them out one by one and tell you the stories, where each one came from, what he remembers, why he held on to it. You will give him one of the great joys of his later years, the chance to share those treasured moments with the very person they're about, and to know that you finally understand. And while you're there, give him something new to keep, a new photo, a letter in your own handwriting, telling him what he has meant to you, something he can add to the box, something that tells him, in a language he clearly understands, that you love him too. Because one day, you will be the one holding that box.
Make sure that before that day comes, you took the time to tell him, while he could still hear it, that his love was seen and understood and returned. Don't let this be one more thing you mean to do and somehow never get around to. The drawer will still be there next time you visit, but he will not be there forever to tell you what is in it. The stories that go with those objects live only in his memory, and when he is gone, they are gone right along with him, and the things themselves become beautiful little mysteries that you can never again solve. So get them while you can. Let him be the one to tell you. It may well turn into one of the most meaningful afternoons the two of you ever spend together, and one you will be endlessly grateful for on that distant day when the drawer finally becomes yours. If this touched you, take a moment to subscribe and share it with someone whose father is still here, and then go and ask him about the things he's kept, while he's still here to tell you the stories.